Hey everyone, welcome to ZuluNet. Thank you for joining us today. We got a tactical overview of our last battle report. It's 2,000 points, Khorne versus spacewolves. It was a really good game, but it was a freaking brutal game. If you haven't joined us before, the tactical overview is a chance for us to kind of go over our battle reports, kind of really do a deep dive. The battle reports on our channel, we try and keep them short and sweet so that you can just check in on them, find out what happened in the game, see how they did or whatnot, and then leave if you need to. And then if you want to learn some more, if you want to find out more of what happened or what we were thinking, this is what that is for. I got Kyle here with us today.
Hello.
He played Khorne, and I played Space Wolves. And if you saw the battle report before that, Space Wolves versus Iron Hands, yes, it was sad. It was another disappointing day for the Space Wolves. You know, spoiler alert after the fact. Yes. So, however, it has been quite some time since we've gotten some videos up, and we apologize for that. But been working on. Yeah, we've been working on some things, getting our stuff together, and I got some news for you guys.
What is that?
Oh,
What is that?
Oh, this?
That knock?
Oh, look. It's a throw dice like you mean it. And these are sold exclusively on the ZuluNet web store. Oh,
Indeed.
Oh, is that? Did you get that off of the ZuluNet web store, Kyle?
Oh, you mean the sticker?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a really good looking sticker, Kyle.
It is.
Yes. It. You know what? Hold on. I think I've got. Oh, there it is. Yes. So the news is we got a web store. It is. We will find the link in the description below, but it's zulu-net.com/connect, and then you can find it. It's called the shopping place, or dash the shopping place after the dash connect. Anyways, you can just find the link in the description below, but you can see a few of our designs here. A lot of this, looks 40K, and it's not. Your eyes are not deceiving you. However, we're trying to incorporate some more tabletop generic stuff. Also, we're gonna start pulling in some things for some other games, other universes, other systems. But yeah, hopefully we can make some stuff that you guys like. We've got stickers, we've got coffee mugs, we've got phone cases, and then in the future we'll have shirts and hats and sweatshirts and like a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, right now we don't have all the shirts and the things that are, think of it, if it's printed on fabric, we don't have it because COVID-ness is damping those production lines down for the moment. But in the future, look for some super sick gaming swag that you can find at the description below. Yeah, so shameless plug. Let's get on with the game, shall we, Kyle?
Yes.
All right.
Oh man, it's been a long time coming for me. I've wanted to play Khorne a very long time.
Yeah.
And finally, I did.
Yeah, man. I really enjoyed playing against it, even though it was a disappointing loss. It was really cool. It was really cool to see the Berserker boys in action. Yeah, so we are playing the 4 Pillars mission today. You can see the 4 Pillars, and if you've seen the battle report, I go through all this sort of things. There's the objectives. There's a kind of interesting mission. What's that?
It's a pachow.
Yeah. So you can see there's 4 objectives, and then they're like all equidistant. It's not where you just place them. It specifically prescribes where you need to place the objectives, and then only troops can score. And then it's hold more. If you hold more of the objectives than your opponent, you score. At the end of the battle round, if you kill more units than your opponent, you score a victory point. And then And then your line breaker, slay the warlord, first strike. Is there anything else I'm missing there? No.
No, that's it.
Yeah. So, but then, like I said, only troops can score those objectives, which was kind of an interesting twist because it's not that, like, yeah, troops usually do better with objectives because of objective secured. Most of them have that. There's our deployments of the Vanguard deployment. But yes, so I do want to say something. There's a buddy of mine where we're going to get on the channel at some point, and this is actually something I've been wanting to talk to you about, Kyle, so you guys can see a little of the behind the curtain here, I guess. But he mentioned that you don't, if you're trying to build like an optimum list, you know what the mission is beforehand, and then you build to that mission, right?
Right.
We have not been doing that, and that's something that I kind of want to try to do to see like how different it is. You know, kind of decide the mission first, and then go into our list building and our planning for it. I think we could see some radically different, because we keep on getting weird missions because we like to. We're pretty casual about how we're selecting our missions so far.
Yeah, we're not playing like tournament standard stuff. We're just we're assembling an army that we think is fun and competitive, and then we're doing a random mission. We don't even know if we're doing Maelstrom or Eternal War before we start recording. We just show up and we're like, you know what? Let's just roll for it again because it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a plan a list and see what you get.
Right, and so I think lore-wise, and the reason why it seems funner to do it that way is because you would imagine like you don't get to. Okay, so I think at least for me, this is
just angry at your word usage. That's all.
Well, I probably got some more coming for you, Kyle. But like for me, I like imagine like this Space Wolf, company or whatever, like flying through the universe, and then they go to some world and they've got what they got, right? So whatever that mission or that undertaking has for them, they don't have like extra things in reserves and whatnot. But then I was thinking about it some more, and if you're doing like a real operation, real life, real world, you already know what the mission is before you go out and do it. So you plan according to that mission, and then from the assets that you have available, you're going to take what you need and what is best for you, and you're not going to take things that don't make sense for that mission, right? If you're doing a recon type mission, you're not going to take every heavy weapons thing that you have because you're not trying to be seen or be heard, you're just trying to get in and get out sort of thing, right?
Unless you're Iron Hands.
Right. It's still a little too soon, Kyle, a little too soon. But so anyways, so I want to try that. So my point being, we took a really long way to get there, is this list of Space Wolves was definitely not optimized towards the mission. Was a wrench, if you will, thrown into the gears of this list because I only had 3 troops options. Well, that's kind of normal with battalion, right? But they were only 5. There were only 3 units of 5 blood claws. So
right. Mine was.
Yeah.
I had more. I was rocking 2 battalions, but I had no plans in building that list to sit on any objectives other than dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
Everything else was just a fist.
Right.
To throw at you.
Yeah, your stuff was well, except for the berserkers, but all of your what are they called? The bloodletters. Yeah, they're easy to clear out and stuff, so that wasn't a problem.
Yeah, they
but until you regened the ones right at that moment. But yeah, so you can see I've got a pretty like heavy hitting list, lots of dreadnoughts. I just wanted to put as many dreadnoughts as I could on the table. Basically, that's what I want to do. That's what I did. And it was fun. I liked the list, even though I lost pretty handedly and pretty quickly. I don't feel like that's necessarily because the list was inherently bad. There's definitely some things I would tweak, like Grey Hunters instead of Blood Claws with this sort of setup. But I think this game came down to some pretty key moments that did or did not happen for either you or me, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so Smash Captain, Rune Priest, I've got a Thunder Iron Priest on a Thunder Wolf. I've got 2 units of 3 Thunder Wolves, the Thunderhammer, Storm Shield, all that jazz going on. I've got 2 Wolf and Dreadnought. I've got 2 Vinny Dreadnoughts with the multi-meltas, Great Wolf Claws, and then Storm Shields or Blizzard Shields and Great Wolf Claws on the Wolf and Dreadnought. Bjorn with the Last Cannon, Murder Fang, and yeah, I think that was my list. So here we go. What you got, Kyle?
Me. So I've got basically I have 4 Contemptor Dreadnoughts. They're meant to be like kind of a back line if I have one.
Ooh. Yes. That's a beautiful model, Kyle.
Yeah, it's not even up to how I could paint now. I painted that model like 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
but man, I have fun with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the effects, man. The effects really send it home. That whole icicle thing going on, and then it really comes alive. You know what I mean?
You know what those icicles are?
What?
It's hot glue.
How do you do that?
If I remember correctly, you you string, because again, it was like 6 years ago I did this.
Yeah.
And I learned it from some other tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
But you string out the hot glue, like you draw a bead and you like stretch it out, let it dry, and then you cut it.
Okay.
And it gets you a nice little effect.
Okay.
And you attach it with some super glue or some more hot glue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame, man, that greater demons like the Bloodthirster and whatnot are not so good. I really hope that changes soon, because and like we are using the engine war rules. So this is the new demon person. Unfortunately, I think you had forgotten one turn to bring him in, which is probably a good thing for me.
So he didn't see a lot of gameplay.
Yeah. So we didn't get to see him for what he truly could have been.
Right.
But nonetheless, it's such a freaking awesome model. Like if you're like, I don't know, man, if I was Games Workshop and I had such an amazing model as the Bloodthirster, like everyone wants to play that. Everyone wants to have one and have a beautiful model of it, you know, like it's awesome. Why does it suck so bad? Like you're bringing out these like boring freaking Primaris Marines, and then you've got that you've had in your inventory forever, and it's sucked for so long. Like,
yeah, imagine if they upgraded that kit. Not that they need to. I'm just saying, imagine if they spent time on it. Anyway, so I've got 4 Contemptors. One's got double Butcher Cannons. One's got double Chain Claws. The other 2 have a Butcher Claw and a Chain Claw, and the Havoc Launcher. I've got 3 units of Bloodletters. One is a Bomb of 20. The others are just 10-man. And I've got 3 units of Berserkers. Again, 2 are just bare bones 5-man. Another is a group of, I think it's full 10-man. They're all rocking chain axes and chain swords, except for the champions, who have a power fist and a chain sword. The bigger squad also has whatever their icon is that helps them on charges.
Icon of Wrath?
Something like that. I don't remember. Again, first time I've ever played Khorne, or really any Chaos faction. I don't typically favor Chaos.
Ugh, that thing.
And the Rescue Termite Assault Drill.
Yeah.
Termite Pattern. I forget what it's called. It's a drill.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that it has the capacity, transportation capacity that it has, and that it has, was it two multi-meltas?
It's a D3. I think it's like a melted gun. It's not a multi-melta.
And it's a drill that comes to the ground, and yet it still somehow can move 9 inches. Yeah.
This is a drill.
I don't. It should move better. I don't know. It's too soon. All right, so
I got a Warpsmith as well.
Yeah, Warpsmith. All right, so.
Oh, and my Warlord, the Demon Prince. Jeez.
Oh yeah, the awesome model that is featured on the thumbnail. So kind of okay. So you deployed your whole list first. So what were you thinking in that?
So
before seeing what I put anything.
Man, I didn't like the objectives. Like, I didn't want to have to hold back units on those objectives because at least not troops. My troops were meant to be like the primary attacking force, and I have to hold at least 2 of them back just to tie up the first round.
Yeah.
And you seized.
Yes, I did.
So that really threw, because I positioned everything so that it wasn't in cover because I was going to move it into cover on my movement phase.
Right.
Bloodletters, I figured probably wouldn't benefit from that anyway, but I was worried about the berserkers.
Right.
So yeah, I'm way out of position here. Yeah, I was initially very displeased.
Do we know for a fact that C's has gone away in 9th yet?
Not guaranteed, just from what I understand so far, yes, but that's not 100%.
Okay. Well, if someone else out there knows, please comment. But we're talking about that. It's one of those things where it's like, how much does it really add? It's like if you'd watched my Deny the Witch rant, like one of those things that's in the game that doesn't provide enjoyment for the game. I feel like, I mean, maybe it does. If you seize, you feel great. Just the fact that you rolled a 6, in that one moment, sort of thing.
But then your opponent is like, dude, you might win the game from this because I am not in position to be going second. I was in position to go first. Right.
Yeah. And like the 8th edition, and I'm going to assume that it's going to carry on in the 9th edition. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Is super lethal, right? Like there's just maybe you can see that they're trying to like neuter Alpha Strike. Hopefully, they did. I don't enjoy being able to like not win a game after I've literally done nothing, and you take the first turn and then just destroy like the important things in my list, and I can't do anything. Right. Like that's not fun for anyone, probably. No. But yeah, so I think it would be so soapbox a little bit. I talked about this a few times. I really enjoyed X-Wing, the game, the Star Wars game, squadron fighting game. And one of the reasons I enjoy it is because how simple it is. Like there's hardly ever that you're deviating from. There's not missions. There's just the one mission. You're just trying to kill more points, from your opponent than they kill of yours. And it's just very simple. And so in that respect, because you're not sitting there trying to worry about the mission, you're not just worrying about like all of these other unexpected things that could happen, you can focus on the one thing. So what I think that you get from that is a more honest experience from every single game. Whereas in Warhammer 40k, there's a lot of things that could happen that just happen just this one way, and it could wreck your game, especially like in how, like I said, how lethal this edition is. I don't know. Just food for thought. It'd be cool to honestly see 40k without Siege Initiative. That's what I say. Yeah, so I seized, and I obviously had set up knowing that. Basically, I've got my Vinny Dreadnoughts with the multi-meltas over here. Rhinos. I was really worried. About my super limited troops going on, and that you had so many troops. Worried about that, but basically I was just concentrating on making a super lethal death blob and then sending it into your heart over here. But I knew that you had a Bloodthirster and Deep Strike, and Khorne, the Betrayer.
Blood Thirster was even the most of your worries. You didn't even know it.
Yeah, it was. So I was. Some of my movements later on, that was a huge part of my in the back of my mind, was knowing that those things are going to come in, trying to position certain things in a way where they can hopefully deal with that. However, as we'll see, you just kind of like, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I don't care what your position. I'll be on the table and I'll get my first charge.
Yeah.
I'm making one of those charges. I have so many things assisting to guarantee that I get a charge.
Right.
Let alone I've got the command point reroll on top of that if I really need it.
Right. Yeah, and
Bloodletter's coming in, rolling 3d6 and choosing the. Oh no, I think it's just 3d6. You don't even choose the top two. You just get 3d6 on your charge.
Yeah.
With a +1 from the Instrument of Chaos, I think. And then Bloodthirster has +2 to his charge. Thanks to being exalted.
Yeah.
And then the Berserkers have their buff as well. Like I'm getting at least 2 charges.
Right. Yeah. And you got them off, and
we're not there yet. Slow down.
Yeah, we're not. But you did get them off. I had one key charge on the next turn that didn't happen. With my
turn 1. Let's go back to turn 1, Patrick. Slow down. So you actually didn't kill, or
no, I killed.
No, you did. You killed 1 unit of Bloodletters.
Yeah.
Got my double chain fist. I forget what they're called. They're not chain fists. They're something. They're chain something.
Yeah.
Got him down to 1 wound. Made me very sad because he is a close combat monster.
Mm. And
I don't think you realized that either until you got into a fight with one with the butcher cannon.
Right. Well, yeah, I didn't realize it, but I knew that I wanted to kill it right away.
Yeah.
I did not want to realize that.
And Bloodletters were like chaff in the wind, getting shot at.
Yeah. Yeah, they went down pretty hard. It was just like storm bolters too. Like it wasn't even anything fancy because all my shooting is basically like the multi-meltas or storm bolters essentially.
So then my return fire, I focused everything on that troops that you had there.
Yeah,
and did nothing until the last dreadnought fired, and he killed them all.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
And then my Berserkers charged in here, which was a good start. Consolidated into the other rhino.
You killed it.
Your firepower.
Killed one of my rhinos. Yeah, that fighting twice is pretty big with those Berserkers. I think the problem that you see with Berserkers is that it's hard to get them in, but in a game like this, where we're both trying to get into close combat with each other, you're going to get them in, like it's going to happen. Yeah, and I will say that I was hoping to get a lot more out of my multi-meltas, and of course, freaking Bjorn with the las cannon again didn't show up. Please comment. Please comment. Let me know. But I just want it should work, and it doesn't. I've been looking actually at what was I looking at? I was looking at some Custodes, and I was noticing some of their weapons. And of course, I'm pretty sure it's like the Forge World stuff, but it was like D3 plus 3.
Right. Yeah.
Or it was like this was in the Psychic Awakening. It wasn't Forge World, but one of them where it was like it was D3 or it was D6. It was D6, but 1s and 2s count as 3. So
right, yeah.
And I'm like, why can the las cannon not be like that? I don't know, man. And the same thing with the multi-melta, dude. It's just anytime I'm rolling one singular dice, those multi-meltas or like the damage, it just never works out. Never works out for me. But anyways, yeah, okay, so I do want to talk about this. This right here was definitely a tactical error on my part. And I think with hindsight, okay. So let's keep on playing. But basically, I think the Rhino ended up just getting in my way. What I was trying to do is shield my dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know just in case I didn't make the charge, then I wanted to. What was that?
I think more you just overextended that side, thinking the other side would be with them at the same time.
Well, and I should have. It was like.
I mean, if you
it wasn't a very far charge. It was like a 6-inch charge that I failed.
The side with your Thunderbolt cavalry, we'll get back to them, but like the other dreadnoughts are considerably far behind. They're almost equal, like moving up the board to each other, but they're further from my units.
Okay, so yes, I will. There's a reasoning why I did that. Is because you had other stuff. So basically, so I had the really crappy. Here we go. I had the really crappy troops options here. These now are my only troops I have left, right? So I was thinking that because you already killed the other on the other side there, that you were going to try and like completely take out my ability to score objectives. And I was expecting the Bloodthirster and the Termite Drill to show up over here on this table edge. So it's kind of like, and then you forgot the Bloodthirster.
Yeah.
But that's why
he was physically somewhere else than the other models.
Yeah.
I just didn't remember that I had him.
Yeah. But that's what I was keeping the Murder Fang and all that because I knew that was going to be difficult to deal with, and so that was why that was happening. Also, that being said, I was confident in that left flank to be able to do what it needed to do.
Yeah, and
it just didn't because you had some very very cheeky things that you did there with that that heroic intervention coming up. But yeah, so over here, again, I wasn't quite comfortable, or I wasn't quite used to how quickly the Bloodletters were dying, so I was going to send one over here, and then I was going to send over here, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I was expecting the Bloodthirster up over here or back in this corner, and so I wanted... And knowing that there was essentially this big wall, I wanted to be able to be over here so I could deal with that if you pop that up over here. And I was not expecting this entire side to just go kerplunk. That's also why I brought these Thunderwolf cavalry over here, right? I had this over here because I knew over here in these peripheries that stuff was going to be coming up this next turn. That's kind of what I was thinking. I wasn't expecting...
That Dreadnought absolutely murdered those Berserkers.
Yeah, the Wolf and Dreadnought, man, it's pretty solid in close combat.
Yeah, no invuln saves on Berserkers, so that's
right.
The fault of that.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is okay. So you notice right over here, the Thunderwolf cavalry didn't get in. So I was feeling pretty good because I charged the Rhino into here to soak up the Overwatch. Then I charged the Thunderwolf over here, and then didn't make it.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Venerable Dreadnought. One of them came over here. The other one came over here, right?
Yeah.
So this is what happened. Basically after Bjorn and the Venerable Dreadnought charged, they only had. Because of this positioning, and I think this is where my placement of the Rhino screwed me up a little bit. It still would have been a far charge, but with the current rules of 8th edition, I feel like I could have gotten over here instead of being over here. Nonetheless, I had one Vinny over here, one Vinny over here. You heroically intervened over here. Did not even see that coming at all. So all I had to fight with freaking Bjorn and a Venerable Dreadnought with a Great Wolf Claw was like 3 Berserkers.
3 Berserkers, yeah.
And so obviously I killed them without a problem. But I went back and scoured the rules because I hadn't dealt with heroic intervention that much. I was like,
no, I hadn't either. That's the first time I've ever done heroic intervention.
Yeah, and dude, it was a beautiful play because you got to kill that Venerable Dreadnought before it did a single thing.
So I made base contact with the Demon Prince and him so that you couldn't fight first with him and have him consolidate away somehow.
Right.
It was like, block him with base contact, you can't fight me. You fought with Bjorn first.
Yep.
And then I interrupted with
I fought. No, Emperor. I'm pretty sure I fought with the Wolf and Dreadnought first. Over on the other side because I was worried about you interrupting with the Berserkers and then wiping out one of my 2 remaining troops options. Pretty sure that's what I did. But nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I fought there, then you interrupted with your Contemptor, killed the Venerable Dreadnought outright. So that was 1 Venerable Dreadnought that did nothing. They got a few wounds off on the multi-meltas, but I wanted to get them in. They did nothing. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. The shooting on this turn for those multi-meltas was dreadful. I don't think I got a single wound from the shooting from the multi-meltas. Still better than
the last cannon.
Shut up, Kyle. And but anyways, yeah. So 1 Vinny gone. Nothing I could do about it. Didn't do a single thing. And then over here, it was just inevitable with the Demon Prince. I knew it was just like, cool. So I had 2 of my Venerable Dreadnoughts charge in, get killed before they could do a single thing. And then, yeah. And so by the time that like the Thunderwolf Cavalry could get in, it was just...
It was a mess.
That whole thing right there, yeah. We were talking about that, like this whole charge. It just fell apart, and that was I think where... Because I got nothing out of this thing. I got 1 Contemptor Dreadnought, and I guess 5 Berserkers. Yes. But yeah, man, you won this engagement.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah, man. But that was a beautiful use of heroic intervention and the interrupt. I knew it was coming, so I was like very careful to try and choose. I was just like really careful about my troops, which is why I chose the Wolf and Dreadnought. I didn't want to get into that game of trying to kill more than Khorne. Even though in Space Wolves, you still can kill lots of things pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you did. Just not vehicles. And then the drill arrives.
Yes.
And what a glorious arrival.
Yep.
And the Bloodletter Bomb.
Yes. Oh, yeah, man. Dude, and I would have freaking killed it, man. Yeah, so over here on the right, that's why I brought those Space Wolves, the Thunderwolf Cavalry over to kind of check that board area. I wasn't expecting the entire left flank to just vanish all of a sudden.
Yeah, the cavalry are why I put them there. Like, once I saw you at cavalry, I was like, Berserkers are cavalry killers.
Yeah.
Because I'm like strength. I think I'm strength 6 on the charge. And I have so many attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got me into the position in this last turn and this turn where there you are making that charge with Khorne.
Yeah, I did Khorne first, so I figured he'd be the least likely to make it.
Yeah. But you put me in the position twice where I basically had to be very careful about who I interrupted. There wasn't like, oh, this is my obvious choice to interrupt, or it was like if I don't interrupt, it wasn't I'm going to interrupt to throw him off and like kill something before he gets a chance to get. No, it was I need to choose what I need to not die more to interrupt with, and hopefully it won't die. Like I was on the defensive with my choices here because You had the Demon Prince in. I was worried about my Thunderwolf Cavalry. Like Bjorn over there. I was hoping he could finish off what everyone else over there failed to do. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I think you fought with the Berserkers first, right?
Yeah, one of those cavalry gun.
Yeah. You killed them outright, which is very sad for me. But yeah, there's just you were just coming from everywhere basically, and I was still dealing with this, which I was expecting not to be there. I think my strategy was to clear that out first, and then at least enough to where you couldn't sally forth with your Demon Prince and your Contemptor Dreadnought, and then still have 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts back there to deal with.
Yeah. So that Contemptor Dreadnought that I moved in there, he actually only charged the what you have there, a Rune Priest.
I had,
and then the Demon Prince multi-charged the Rune Priest and the. What else did you have? You had another character there.
Yeah, I had a Rune Priest, a Wolf Priest, and an Iron Priest on the Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Yeah, and then I actually consolidate. So after the Dreadnought killed Rune Priest, and then he consolidated into the Thunderwolf Cavalry, I figured
and the Smash
I had a much better chance of surviving that, so that they didn't get their charge bonuses.
Yeah. Well, they still
kill the Contemptor, but
they still get the charge bonuses.
To fight him instead of. Well, no, you didn't get your because you weren't charged.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
I know, but I didn't charge you. I consolidated into you. So
you Yep. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. Yep. Yes.
And it kind of worked. I still lost Contemptor on your turn, but I made them less effective.
Yeah, but you were in the position where you didn't need your Contemptor to survive. I needed my things to survive because of losing what I did that first turn. I needed all my stuff to survive, and you could, play your pawns effectively and tie my stuff up that I needed to go kill some other more important things. But yeah, I mean, after that, well, it wasn't the first turn. I guess it was the second turn. But that second turn charge where my whole thing fell apart. Like you firmly took the initiative for the rest of the game, and I was just reacting to you at this point. And not only that, but like none of my stuff was lasting for me to have it around to make choices with. You know what I mean?
Berserkers made it.
Yeah,
That's why. Berserkers just ripped through everything.
Well, and it's not just that they can fight twice; it's that they can fight, and then they consolidate, and then they can fight again because it's at the end of the phase that the trigger, the ability triggers. So that right there is huge. That little sequence right there. If it was just they could fight twice, then
it would nearly as good.
Right. Well, then I could have charged, Murderfang into their font first, and then done some pretty hefty damage probably. If you hadn't been able to get over there to Murderfang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, you're just all over me, man. You're just nasty. And then that stupid drill starts moving. There it goes.
It's like, hey, I can fight in combat too.
I saw that. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
And I remembered the Bloodthirster.
Yep. But at this point, so I wanted Murderfang to be over where it was, where I thought the Bloodthirster would end up, which it did, so it could kill the Bloodthirster. But I had to move Murderfang over to deal with other pressing matters. Again, like I said, I was reacting to everything that you were doing. That's not where you want to be in any situation, let alone 40k. Yeah. Yeah, man, the game went pretty quick after this point.
I mean, other than me counting dice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember, like, the last time you fought with them. You were doing that. I was like, come on, man. It was just
trying to go quickly. There's so many.
It's insult to injury, Kyle. Like, gosh.
So I was trying to fight with the champions first. They usually kill things outright.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I wonder, because I didn't have any Overwatch to speak of, but I wonder how this would work against like an Iron Hands where they have Super Group or it's like Tau, or other Overwatch heavy lists. Would that, how much rougher would that be trying to get your Berserkers in to do what they do best? Because they don't do anything unless they're fighting in your face, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Iron Hands, I wouldn't be too worried about. Tau, I haven't played Tau in a while, but you have to, if I remember correctly, you have to have a sacrificial unit with Tau.
Right.
That you hope makes it in.
Right.
And then charge the rest.
Yeah.
But Berserkers, I think enough of them could survive a Tau Overwatch. You don't need a lot of them, especially against Tau.
Right. Yeah, man. It's yeah, that it was
quick and dirty one.
Yes, it was. And that there's another battle report floating around somewhere that may or may not make it to the channel. But I played Space Wolves again, and I got crushed again. And it was by IG. Yeah, this is pretty disheartening because I was really hoping my Space Wolves could come through. But no, yeah, I think this was 3 games in a row losing. The game was over by turn 3, and rough, dude, rough.
Yeah,
it's very very brutal.
Big loser for me on that game was the Bloodletters.
Yeah,
they did not pull their weight at all.
Right.
I think with that massive Bloodletter bomb that cost like a total of 3 CPs to do that with.
Yeah.
They I killed a unit of Bloodclaws.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The reality blinks ability freaking came through for you though. Let's talk about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a moment over there where I'd killed the Bloodletter squad that had deep striked in, down to 2 Bloodletters, and then he went to roll his morale, and the rule is if he rolls a 1, then instead of like potentially losing anything, reality blinks, and then he gets to roll a d6, and then whatever he rolls, he gets that many Bloodletters models back. And of course, in true Kyle fashion, he rolls a 6. And it's like, man, like again, it was just one of those like, all right, cool, of course, why not?
Yeah.
Freaking termite drill can move 9 inches, and then now this, like,
yeah, but yeah, they even with all their cool tricks, big losers, big losers. I will probably not take them again unless they get some major overhaul changes.
Yeah.
But I did like the demons though, like the Bloodthirster and the Demon Prince. Demon Prince in the Demon's Codex is a little bit different than the Chaos Space Marines one. He's got access to different relics and warlord traits.
Okay.
And I really like that relic. It's a super good axe.
Well, it's so the Khorne Demon Prince, he's automatically strength 8, right? Because you said it's +1, didn't you?
Yeah, so instead of having psychic powers, he's got +1 strength.
Okay. Yeah, so strength 8, and then
or +1 attack. I don't remember, but his natural strength doesn't really matter because of his relic axe.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have like a plus strength; it just has a strength.
He gets like +1 strength on a charge at least. That's like the Khorne.
Okay, is that what it is? Well, point being is it hits at a higher strength than like a Nurgle Demon Prince, which is big because there's so many times, like especially playing against your like Imperial Guard with your toughness 8 Leman Russes and whatnot, where you've got a Demon Prince. It's freaking good. You know, like with Malefic Talons though, where it's like, man, you know, you're hitting at that strength 7 against a toughness 8. And even though you have a million attacks and whatnot, yeah, you can sink some stuff through and whatnot, but it's not reliable to where you can be like, all right, I'm going to go in, I'm going to kill this thing, and then I'm going to go do this, this, and this. And you're like, I don't want to fight this thing, you know? Like,
yeah.
But with the Khorne Demon Prince, it seems like you can,
Yeah, I think pretty much all of my attacks with the Dreadnoughts and the Greater Demons was like strength 16 minimum.
Jeez, man.
I think I want to say the Bloodthirster is even higher than that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that's our next battle report, which might be our last 8th edition battle report. I'll be that'll be on you, Kyle. But so anyways, it's Nurgle versus who did you play? Orcs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That game.
Yeah.
I remember.
But anyways, playing with the War of the Spider, and it's like the Epidemicist blade or something like that, a relic that you can put on the Demon Prince. My point being is going back to that being, you know, having the Nurgle Demon Prince hitting at the strength 7. The only way to get up to strength 8 is using the demonic axe, but then you get the whole like it hits, you know, it's unwieldy, right? But anyways, the Epidemicist blade or whatever the crap it's called, it gets you that +1 strength to up to strength 8, and not without the to hit modifier, and
right.
And it's pretty solid. But like that's a really big deal, because again, kind of going back to what I had said in one of these a while ago, but that 8 is a big number. 8 is a big number in this game. The things that are toughness 8 are usually the things that you really want to kill, that you really don't feel comfortable co-inhabiting a board with, you know? And those usually coincide with a very high wound count, and they usually coincide, like I said, with some like really good weapons, either melee or shooting or both, right? So point being is like you're always hunting for that strength 8, and then, you know, whatever the crap you just said, strength 16, I don't even know what that is. But that's real nice, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, your toughness? Oh, I don't care about your toughness. I'm winning you out of 2.
Yeah. Basically. Is there a single thing that is toughness 9? Is
Maybe
it like Castellan Knight or something? Yeah. Either way, it's
like the Warlord. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, that 8 is a big number. Khorne, right? Right. Yeah.
We're all about that 8.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Except
well,
for the puppets that are exalted Demon Princes.
What was that?
I said, except for the toughness of our exalted Demon Princes.
Where are they?
The Bloodthirster.
Oh, is it T7?
T7.
That's sad.
It's very sad. Anyway.
Yeah, just make that one change. One change, GW. That's it. And you would see much more Bloodthirsters and the like. Yeah, so thanks for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys could take something away from this. Hopefully you're still sticking around for this. Yes, we have a store now. Again, description below. Please check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Subscribe, like, comment, please do all the stuff. And yes, any more parting words, free nuggets of wisdom, free of charge, Mr. Kyle?
no wisdom. We got more on the way. Just slowly working on it.
Yeah. And please support us with the store, because we'll be able to produce more content, better content, and really kind of satisfy what we're trying to do, which is bring a channel to YouTube that does 40K and other tabletop games and other games, not just tabletop games, but in a way that is, what's that?
And maybe if you support this poor war child here, he just might win a game with his space wolves.
Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. Yeah, but maybe. All right, well, so anyways, yes, we are trying our best to make the best thing that we can with this YouTube channel. So help us do that, please. I promise you, it'll be a solid experience. Anyways, thanks for joining us, and I hope you guys have a good night.